Hi, my name is Byron Martin here at Logie's Greenhouses, and today we're going to be talking about Crown of Thorns, which is one of our oldest houseplants. These plants have been used for many years throughout the Victorian area right up to the present day, and passed down from generation to generation plants because of their endurance and their indestructibility. They also, as you can see, produce beautiful flowers. And the flowering cycle, as long as the temperatures are warm enough and the sunlight is high enough, will continue throughout the year. So they're really ever blooming, and they are plants that are very difficult to kill. Within this group we have our traditional Euphorbia milii splendens, or Euphorbia splendens as it's often called. And this is a sort of a dwarf form of it. The flowers are smaller, the leaves are tighter. You can see the stems have these thorns on them, although the thorns themselves are really not that sharp. They're not like a rose thorn where they'll poke you very easily. They have kind of a somewhat of a blunt tip, and they're kind of soft when you touch them, but you need to be cautious of that. And then this is a variegated form that came along some years ago, and you can see the size of the flower on that is a little bit bigger than that. So this is the traditional Euphorbia splendens, or Euphorbia milii, that has been grown throughout these many decades. Along with that came some hybridizing, and the hybridizing was done some in Europe, but right now most of it's concentrated in Thailand, and they really made some giant flowers on these things, along with very different color patterns. This one's called confetti. It's got some green flecking in the flower, and you can see this one here is a yellow that's got some pink and almost some rose color to it. Here's a rose variety that has some mottling in it with white flowers. The flowers often will open light and then darken as they grow older. Many of these are grafted. The grafting is done because they don't root very well, some of these hybrids, and it's much more efficient for them. You can see the grafts here. It doesn't cause any harm to the plant, and in time this plant actually had been grafted. The healing of that wound actually disappears. So in terms of culture, they need full sun. That's really important. They really are desert plants or dryland plants, and they don't grow with any shade, so they really prefer a bright sunny conditions. The other thing is they really like it dry, mainly because wet feet and euphorbias don't go together very well. We get a good amount of root disease if you start doing that, particularly if you put them under cool conditions. Many times people will put them out for the summertime. Nothing wrong with that. Our summers are usually warm here. But bring them in early. Don't let them go into the fall where there's cold, damp, wet weather that they're constantly subjected to. As far as insects go, they are pretty much insect-free, except for we do occasionally see some spider mite on them. You have to watch out for that. It's not highly susceptible, and they can get whitefly. That also is a problem. If plants have had mealybug, or there's mealybug nearby, they can actually affect the plants also, but they're not terribly insect prone, which is a good part of their culture. In terms of growing them, they do need fertilizer. Small amounts added to the water during the summertime when they're in active growth is a really good idea. And don't do it heavy, because remember, you're growing them quite dry, and they are not really terribly fast growing plants relative to many others. So just go easy on it. Maybe every other watering you could add a little fertilizer to the water, 1/4 teaspoon to the gallon. Or if you're going to top dress, just go light on it when you're adding feed. As far as pruning goes, they do need pruning. Here's an example of one that has grown straight up, but you can see right here on the side there's a break happening. This was in a flat where there was a lot of competition. Normally, without the competition, they will break a little bit better for you. But this is the time of year, and you can actually cut that off. In this case, we would chop it right above that break, and this will force, at this time of year, we're in summertime, this will force all this growth out of these side nodes here and fill the plant out. You can see there's a milky sap that comes out of it. That's typical of euphorbias. The poinsettia family does that also. It's a latex. It can stick to you if you get it on your fingers, and it's kind of hard to get off. But and obviously latex is not anything you want to eat, so you don't want to ingest it. But a plant like this can easily sprout right back out and grow again. And it's always nice if you have a little leaf like that to kind of encourage it. Something like this could be rooted. You simply take the flowers off, let that dry, leave this for maybe 3 or 4 days, let that really dry and callus off, and then stick it into some potting medium. Well, thank you for watching today. There's a little bit of information on how to grow the crown of thorns and the diversity in terms of color that we have presently with our hybrids. If you'd like more information, go to logis.com.